Oh, thank goodness. Still no pants. Ha! Funny thing, I just logged into the wrong channel, and I would have felt like a complete and total douche if I just left without saying anything, so I went ahead and initiated a quest over there. Don't worry, I still have a lore quest for you guys here, but I highly suggest you head over to the Muscle Monsters channel and check that one out first. You don't have to if you don't want to, but look, this one is going to make a lot more sense if you do, and besides, you get more experience points that way. So, I'm going to pause the game, I'll teach you the teleport spell, and then just click when you're ready to resume this quest. Hey! Why are you all up in here watching the space in between trying to see if I do something? I know you are, because I always do the same damn thing. Well, quit it! Ah! Welcome back, and well met. This is Muscle and Magicka, and you, my friend, are probably wondering if I've put pants back on yet. I have not. As you can see, I've had to change location since that last incident with Urag. I'm telling you, the man has no chill. I mean, I'm sitting there pouring out my heart and soul talking about cancer, and he's coming at me talking about where my book's at, boy. Anyway, now that you have the first two keys to truly becoming a monster, I'd like to finalize that transformation with one final, all-important key, and I'm going to illustrate this point with a book called The Orcish Grappler Who Could. Now this story is actually based off of true events, believe it or not. These are based off of my experiences in my first ever MMO, if you don't count RuneScape. And that is Final Fantasy XI Online. Now I would really like to have been able to just log into the game and show you the actual places and the monsters that I'm talking about, but of course Square Enix has made it next to impossible to reactivate my account. The thing that you have to understand about monsters in Final Fantasy XI is that they did not simply despawn or leash back to their original position like monsters do nowadays. You know, you just run a few feet and you're good to go. No. They followed you forever, or at least until you zoned into another area, but they would still follow you all the way across the zone up until the very edge. Our story follows a young Elvaan by the name of Mulatto Rance. Actually, he went by a different name back in those days, but that's not really important. Being from the kingdom of Sandoria, Mulatto Rance always found himself traveling through this area known as Lafine Plateau, which was a low to mid-level zone, not an especially dangerous place. But you see, the thing is, there was this Orcish Grappler who was always there waiting for him. Now, had Mulatto Rance been maybe 10 levels higher, he could have easily taken care of this orc. I mean, this orc was by no means the biggest, toughest monster within the game, or even within the zone for that matter. Even within Lafine Plateau, there were worse things to deal with. But this Orcish Grappler was consistently there, and every single time that Elvaan came running through, off on his merry way to Valkrum Dunes to try to form a party, this orc would chase him every time. Now, the other thing about monsters in Final Fantasy XI is that they only run a fraction of a hair slower than your character. So, if you could survive the first few hits, you could conceivably outrun them to the next zone. But if you made one tiny mistake, if you got hung up on one rock or made one small deviation from the straight path, they were right back on top of you. And so it is that this relatively weak Orcish Grappler, who barely registered as a tough classification for a level 12 character, killed me over and over and over again, probably more times than any other single enemy in the game, because he was consistent. Monsters don't log out. They don't go to bed at night. They don't stop just because you're not there anymore. That's why you find so many dead NPCs in Skyrim. No, monsters continue to wander their little pre-programmed paths in the cells within which they've been confined, no matter what. And guys, if we could be that consistent, do you have any idea what monsters we would be? And the reason that I'm using such a long, drawn-out illustration to convey such a simple point as consistency is that we forget all the time. All the time we fall off the wagon, we deviate from our macros or our meal plan, we miss days in the gym, and we get disillusioned. We go through our first year of training, our second year of training, our third year of training, and we're still not where we want to be, and we forget that this is a long-term process that requires consistency over time. It requires years of executing the plan Monday through Saturday. And I say Monday through Saturday because it's okay to take a break every now and then. Most people should be taking at least one rest day from the gym, or more, depending on what your plan calls for. It's okay to have a day where you relax a little bit and you don't track macros, or you go off your diet plan, within moderation, of course. But see, these things can be incorporated as part of the plan. It's when they start happening outside of the plan and dominating the plan that they become issues. I mean, think about it this way. If you took one day of the week, every week when you were supposed to be in the gym and you just didn't go, or one day a week outside of your free day where you deviated from your macros or your diet plan or whatever, that is suddenly 52 days out of the year that you didn't make progress, or at least that you didn't make as much progress as you could have and would have and should have. Likewise, if you do execute 6 days out of the week, that is 312 days a year. I mean, it adds up. Now me, I'm in this for the long haul. What about you? So let's take a leaf out of the Orcish Grappler's book. The Orcish Grappler, who was not by any means the biggest, baddest boss in the game, but boy was he consistent. And hey, let me tell you, he took boys out. Anyway, if you gained some experience points or leveled up, then don't forget to like the video. And if you want more training in iron, culinary videos, quests of various natures, subscribe to the channel and join the Order of Muscle and Magicka. Till next time, you lot of rants, logging out. This orc was not by any means the biggest, toughest. Oh my gosh, I haven't turned off the freaking fan. And I gotta have to do all of this over again. No homo.